Hello everybody, here's Martin, your water sommelier, and I'm a very lucky guy today because I have two of my best friends right next to me. First of all, I have Peter right here, Peter Svenningsen. He is, for me, one of the best chocolatiers here in Denmark, or he is the best chocolatier here in Denmark. And this is my very, very close friend for many, many years. This is Jan Bender, the owner and founder of Iskilde water. And I know that all of you are crazy about Iskilde water, one of my favorite waters, but I know that a lot of people always call me about Iskilde, where I can get Iskilde, what's up with Iskilde, where can I have it, I want to have it, and Iskilde is for me one of the best waters I ever tasted. And we want to see today a little bit, because Peter can create amazing chocolates with different waters, and I think this is something very unique. And Peter, tell us a little bit what you're doing here.
Well, what I do is I decide I want to work with the notes of the cacao, and I want the cacao to taste proper. And by using milk or cream or butter, you hide good chocolate. You can't hide it if you use water. By using quality water and clear, pure water, you get much more essence of the chocolate out of the pieces. And I think it's more interesting. You don't eat as much. It's pure, it's clean, it's rich, very intense. And I think that is where it becomes really, really interesting. And you can start taking different ingredients and pulling out much more taste. One of the ones we were talking about is interesting, is taking the birch bark from a tree, and by just using the water, you can do an emulsification of the water and an extraction of the birch into the chocolate. And I think this is really, really fantastic. It gives so much intensity, so much, it's different.
I love that you're saying this because it's so interesting. For me, when I think about chocolate, and I think most of you guys as well, you think about chocolate and milk. That's for you like, yeah sure, it has to be chocolate infused with milk, and then you're getting like a praline or something like this. Here it's very interesting that you're saying, no, milk is not really the ingredient, it's water. And everybody thinks, what, water and chocolate? No way. Like when you would mix it right away, it wouldn't fit. But I think this is an amazing thing what you're doing. And I tasted the chocolates already in China these years, and I tasted just for a bit again, and they're incredible. That you can actually taste the different waters out of the chocolates. And that is for me really amazing.
I've had cooks who actually said they can taste water in what I'm doing. And I think that becomes really interesting when they sit and take a piece of chocolate and say, oh, I can taste water. And people are like, no, how can you do this? But you can, but I think but again, it's to do with anything with cooking, drinking, wine, you have to have proper ingredients. You cannot use just ordinary tap water. You can't use a cheap African chocolate. You cannot use bad ingredients that will come out in the taste, in the texture, in the composition. So it's important that you pair the proper water with the proper chocolate, with the proper methods.
Definitely. So you want to show us how you're creating the chocolates?
I can't really show it, but I can talk about them. I'd like to open up some of the chocolates.
Yeah, please.
So you can see how the texture
for
is.
us.
So what I'll do, I'll grab. Often people would have the idea that chocolates become very grainy when you mix the water and the chocolate. For me, it's important that they understand that chocolate is almost like making, most cooks would know it, like if you're doing a mayonnaise or a aioli, that you can't just mix the ingredients together without doing it properly. Here you can see we actually get a very smooth piece of chocolate, and that shows it's not dry. It doesn't become grainy. It is actually the texture of a traditional ganache. But most French people, I would not be very popular with the French, because they would say, no, you must use cream and butter when you do a ganache. That's a classic way of doing it. A lot of people think that it's hard that I work this way, because they say, but this is not a traditional way of doing a ganache. It took me a long time to get chocolate producers to understand it.
And this praline is made of which water?
This is made with the Svalbard.
Here we go,
which
guys.
is very, yeah.
Svalbard. This is the new water, what I will have at the Patina restaurant as well, for $150 per bottle. So this is something very, very expensive. And of course, Svalbard using icebergs, they're harvesting icebergs in Norway. They're pulling them from a boat inside, and they're diluting then the water into these bottles. It's very labor intense, but I think they did a great job on the packaging, and it's a very, very smooth water because the TDS level is very, very low. And I think you can see this in the chocolate as well. You can especially taste this, that the chocolate is very creamy. And you would think there's milk in it, but there's nothing.
What I think is also interesting with the Svalbard, which I've started to realize also, it tastes cold. It
Yeah.
hasn't been in the refrigerator, it's been standing out, but the texture of it makes it feel cold, which I think is very, very interesting. I like really working a lot with Iskilde because Iskilde gives me a lot of challenges as well. And I think it's really, really an interesting water. It gives me, I can actually change the texture of my ganaches using Iskilde, different ways of using it. And
what makes Iskilde so unique? And maybe Jan wants to say something about it because there's no better person to explain Iskilde than the owner.
Yeah.
I have to say that I think you need to know more about chocolate than I do to know why it works so well with chocolate. But I think what Iskilde has a very high content of calcium, but it also has, compared to waters from areas with less ocean, it also has a very high content of salt.
Yeah.
And I think the salt is very known as a softener. It softens the water, and calcium hardens. So it's a little bit like sour sweet of the Asian kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a very, very, very low version of the same thing, which works very well with food, but also I think in the chocolate comes out quite well with a very, very just a tiny idea of saltiness and the milkiness of the calcium.
Yeah, and I think it also, as you say, what I think is, and as you say, with the salt levels, salt chocolate are always very good. You use a little bit of salt to bring out all the nuances of the cacao. And that's why I think using Iskilde, I don't have to add salt to my ganaches. It's very, very seldom that I add salt to my Iskilde ganaches.
And
Because
even
somehow
though we're
it has
talking
that
about
natural-
milligrams, of course, of nature
yeah.
and so on, but
it's
I
not
think
much, it's very little.
yes.
But Iskilde is very complex, I think, and the
It
TDS
is,
is 410, so it's not actually an extremely high minerality water. And that is for me always unique about Iskilde, because Iskilde is a water I can even taste very easily in blind tastes.
Yeah.
And because Iskilde is so unique and has this almost like this umami, mushroomy aftertaste as well for me. What I think is so unique about Iskilde, and that's might be one of the reasons as well I love Iskilde. Do you think the oxygen content of Iskilde has an impact on your chocolates?
It does on the, I do a marzipan, but I don't call it classic marzipan, I call it the liquid marzipan, the liquid almond piece. And I think it has a little effect on it because somehow it works together with the nut and with the rind of the almond to give it a little bit of more texture, more composition when I make the piece. Because I did work with another water, it didn't work the same. So I was playing around with it. And as you can see here now, this is the marzipan piece, and it is not a classic marzipan. It's very liquidy, but I really love it because it gives me, it challenges your palate, it challenges your conception of what you're eating. And I think that's really important. Where this is the piece where I do a classic water ganache, and then I infuse cherry into it, and that also makes it very, very intense, very acidic.
Beautiful.
Very sensual.
So what happened here? Because I think everybody knows Iskilde should look like this. And I was seeing this in the refrigerator and I was like, oh my god, I want to know what happened to Iskilde. This is like a very old vintage maybe, and you had it for a long time, or what happened here? Tell me.
Well, this was actually, I was commissioned here in Copenhagen. They have a cooking festival called Copenhagen Cooking 2017. And they commissioned me for the VIP reception opening of the whole cooking festival. They wanted me to do something very Nordic. And I was like, yeah, well, that's very easy. And then I thought, what could I do that's very Nordic? And of course, since I use water, it was natural. I have to use Iskilde, it's Danish, we have to use it. And then I was challenged, and I had got a hold of this birch bark, and I thought it was so interesting with the texture of it. It's, as you noticed before, it's very dusty. But I love the notes of wood that comes in the
Incredible, huh? So good.
And so I thought, how can I do an extraction of that? So what I did is I took the birch, and then I've just had the bark lie in the bottle of Iskilde. And then what I've done is I've taken a little bit of organic honey to give a little bit of sweetness, because it is very intense. And then I've reduced it and reduced it and reduced it for hours on hours, and I'm going to let you taste it. You guys can't taste it, but Martin can. And this is how, and of course it'll be sweet because it has to be sweet because I have to work with the chocolate afterwards.
Wow, that's incredible. That is insane. Go ahead. Sometimes you have to be lucky when you're a water sommelier.
So this is just water and birch bark and a bit of organic honey, and then doing the emulsification of this into pieces of dark chocolate, and it works fantastic because it has the notes of almost sandwood. And for me, it makes me think of a moist and damp woods just after rainfall.
I think I have to steal this bottle from you. That's mine now. Wow, that is amazing.
So that's why. So for me, it's all playing around with the water, and suddenly, I was lucky to be invited into the water society, and suddenly realized what is water. Water isn't just water.
No.
And then I didn't think I had a palate that could taste the difference, but I can now, and it's really interesting.
And I think that's great what Peter is saying. And we all know this, guys, and I think when you see this in my videos, I'm always saying water is not just water. And this is absolutely true, because water has a different minerality, water tastes so different, and water has an impact on different fruits and especially on chocolates. And I think this is amazing what you're doing here. It's for me incredible, and thank you so much for being part of this today here. It's quite fun, and I think I need to taste a little chocolates now, guys. Sorry, you cannot taste with me, but I think it's great that we've all been here. Maybe you want to join me, Jan as well. And let's say to the camera, water is not just water. Water has taste, especially in chocolates. Thank you so much, and have a great day, guys.